Rise and shine at 6 o'clock here on your Wednesday morning. Jason and Alicia here with you.
Yeah, let's bring in meteorologist John Ziegler. Still quiet on the snow front for us, unfortunately.
It is, yeah. I mean, that's the number one thing that I always look at is like, how is it going to snow, right? I'm just a fan of it, and I just can't really see it. I'm sure we'll have little stuff here and there, but nothing major to look at. We are cooler right now, 7 degrees. Cooler than yesterday, but that is actually warming up because we've got this warm air about to overtake us. I mean, it's right there, and we're seeing temperatures much warmer in Marshall. It's 34 in the Twin Cities. How can you be 10 degrees warmer? There's no sun. Well, you know, I'm going to tell you, right? The winds. The winds are really strong right now out of the south. Anytime you have a south wind all the way through Minnesota, you should be expecting warm conditions. There's no fronts to speak of, and we're going to see a warm afternoon. 55 degrees. We're going to go from 35 to 55. I've got the cities today, partly cloudy, and 45. We go warmer into Thursday. I'll track it in your forecast.
Getting warmer from here. All right, John, thanks. Let's give you a look at the map. Check your own route. But if you're coming from Forest Lake along 35W, 35E, just 12 minutes to 694. It's looking great, too, if you're coming from Monticello and the Rogers area into the Fish Lake Split. South of us, drive times are average to 494 as well. If you are just joining us, though, we have been following breaking news out of Bemidji, where a credible threat has closed all buildings in the public school district.
And we could be hearing new information from police in just 1 hour. Bemidji, of course, is about 4 hours north of the Twin Cities, up in Cabin Country. This is what we know so far. Superintendent Jeremy Olson sent this email to parents late last night. Olson says he was informed by law enforcement of the credible threat made against the district and was advised to not hold classes today. So all students today are on an e-learning day. Within the past hour, we did talk with the Bemidji Police Department. They told us the earliest they could give us any information is at 7 a.m. We do have calls into Superintendent Olson as well. So we're going to bring you the latest information as soon as we get it. City leaders in St. Paul are about 9 hours away from making a decision that could raise the property tax.
It's part of the larger 2024 city budget that is up for a vote later this afternoon. And now this is the proposal. Take a look, an increase of up to 3.7%. But some homeowners could actually be paying less than this. So Cece's joining us now to explain how this is all going to work out. Hey, Cece.
Hey guys, so city council members are going to be meeting here this afternoon at 3:30. They're going to be voting on that 2024 budget, which totals more than $800 million. And then, like you said, they're also going to be voting on this proposed property tax levy increase. And as mentioned, it could be an increase of up to 3.7%. Now, last year, the city council approved a much larger property tax levy increase of nearly 15%. But even with a possible 3.7% increase, the city says its share of property taxes will decrease by $26 next year for the median homeowner. And that's because of a shift in values across Ramsey County. Here's the city council president on this.
Just know that this council has spent the last 3.5 months combing over every piece of the budget to try to fund what we know are people's priorities without adding to the property tax load.
Now, even though some people's property taxes could go down, that's not the case for everyone. In about 30 minutes, we catch up with a homeowner who says she might move out of St. Paul if this increase passes. Back to you.
A lot of homeowners keeping a close eye on that one. Cece, thank you for breaking down the numbers for us. We appreciate it.
Well, within the past 13 hours, Minneapolis' city council unanimously adopted the $1.8 billion budget for 2024. It addresses public safety, climate change, and a pilot project clearing sidewalks. The budget also includes more money for emergency housing and help for domestic violence victims. The city will also raise property taxes by a little more than 6%. For a $330,000 house, that'd be an increase of more than $150 or more. The budget now goes to Mayor Fry for his signature.
New details this morning involving the murder of a woman in Alexandria. Police are testing DNA and going over surveillance video to try to find her killer. 60-year-old Desiree Frederick was a grandma, military veteran, restaurant server, and diehard Vikings fan. Police found her dead the day after Thanksgiving. The affidavit says she was stabbed in the back in a trailer she was staying in with a relative.
We're confident with our investigation and everything we're putting together that we will be able to make an arrest in the future. When that is, we're waiting for scientific evidence to be processed so we can confidently say we know who's responsible for this.
The 78-year-old man who lives in the trailer told police he didn't witness the attack, but saw an unknown man flee the scene.
Indiana police are stepping up security. The department is building a new police substation inside of Southdale Center, and it's planning to put 2 officers there by the new year. Chief also says he wants to hire 6 more police officers over the next 2 years as the city continues to grow, but also as it's dealing with a recent deadly shooting near that mall and a deadly stabbing at a nearby bus stop.
It's just trying to get the right people to the table to figure out the right solution, and that's the heavy lift ahead, but I'm confident we're going to get there.
The chief also said police have made arrests in both of those recent incidents.
On Monday, we told you about Metro Transit's new program cracking down on fares for bus and light rail riders. But this morning, we now know how many people have already been cited. According to the Star Tribune, 23 passengers got tickets in the first 4 hours for not having a ticket on Monday. 23 is almost half of the citations Metro Transit issued in all of 2022. Community service officers are issuing the non-criminal citations. Fines here range from $35 for first-time violations to $100 for repeat violations. Those who get 4 or more violations will be prohibited from transit for 120 days.
Minneapolis City Council is in talks to revive Nicollet Mall to try and bring it back to pre-pandemic days. One idea is transforming it into a public plaza for pedestrians only. Now, one of the biggest hurdles in making that happen is the bus rapid transit. It makes 635 bus trips on a given weekday to that area, which according to Metro Transit is more than any other corridor in the region. By closing Nicollet off completely, Metro Transit would have to reroute, impacting almost 11,000 people.
It's really important to have this discussion as a city. Our downtown is struggling, and perhaps, just maybe, perhaps this is one way to help bring our downtown back to vitality.
Minneapolis City Council's meeting on Nicollet Mall was preliminary. Now, the next move would be to engage in public input from stakeholders like the people who live there and people who take transit to and from that area.
This morning, another hockey league is working to make the sport safer in the months following Adam Johnson's death. The International Ice Hockey Federation is making net guards mandatory for all competitions, including the World Championships and the Olympic Games. This all comes after the Minnesota native suffered a fatal slash to the neck during a game in late October while playing over in England. The IIHF says the timing of the mandate will be based on supply of that protective equipment. Now, this as Hibbing Hockey pays tribute to their former player by retiring his jersey in a special ceremony last night. Before making it to the NHL, Johnson grew up in Hibbing and wore the number 7.